Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is one of the most beautiful places in the United States. The lake, the mountains, the downtown, the outdoor lifestyle. But before you pack up and move, there are a few things that you need to consider because Coeur d'Alene is not the right fit for everyone. Hey, if this is your first time to our channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notifications bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Our real estate team gets calls, texts, and emails every single day from people like you trying to learn more about North Idaho. So if you guys are thinking about making that move right now or 12 months from now, it doesn't matter. Give us a holler. Let's get that conversation going. Coeur d'Alene sits right here on Lake Coeur. Off to my right is the downtown, the resort, CDA Resort. It is iconic here. And it's kind of the anchor of the downtown part of Coeur d'Alene. And beyond that, you can see Tubbs Hill back there. That is almost entirely a city park, so it's accessible to the public. There's amazing beaches on there. There's hiking, cliff jumping, everything you can imagine. So this is what people come here for. And Coeur d'Alene, the population's sitting around 50,000, and it's in Kootenai County, which is one of the larger, most populated counties here in North Idaho. And population of Kootenai County is almost 200,000 at this point, so it's growing rapidly. All right, I'm gonna hit you with some pros and cons today. I'll start out with all the pros. There's a lot of great things here in Coeur d'Alene, obviously, and then I'll save the cons for the end of the video. One of the biggest pros, I think, is that beautiful lake lifestyle that we have here in Coeur d'Alene. I'm sure if you've looked it up, you've seen Lake Coeur d'Alene, but there are also many, many other lakes in North Idaho to check out, and they're stunning. Crystal clear water, beautiful forests up to it, beautiful sandy beaches. It's like heaven on earth, in my opinion. And then obviously you have all of the boating, paddleboarding, swimming, kayaking, anything you can imagine that you can recreate on a lake, you can do that here because Coeur d'Alene's a huge lake. It does get a little bit busy in the summertime, so keep that in mind. But overall, it's absolutely pristine and a wonderful place to check out. I'm standing right here at McEuen Park right now. This is attached. It's downtown Coeur d'Alene is right over there. So McEuen Park is an incredible asset for the community. I mean, they've got hiking trails on Tubbs Hill. You've got access to the resort, a splash pad for the kids, playgrounds, huge grass lawns. They do summer concerts out here. It's a cool place to hang out. And probably the best part is if you look behind me, there's something that you don't see that you will see in a lot of other cities in different states across the U.S. And that's tents and homeless people. We don't have any of that here. So that's a big draw for a lot of people. You can drop your kids off here and they're completely safe. There's no raving lunatics running around to bother your kids. That's small town America right there. That's the way it should be. So another incredible feature, another pro of Coeur d'Alene is the outdoor recreation and how accessible it is here, both in the city of Coeur d'Alene and then in the outlying areas, of course. Austin and I are driving through Sanders Beach right now, which is just a neighborhood in Coeur d'Alene itself, and it sits right at the base of Tubbs Hill. Tubbs Hill is so cool that I've done entire videos about it because it's an incredible benefit to the community here. It's a whole city park, and there's hiking trails all over it. It's absolutely stunning in the spring when the wildflowers are out. Deer, turkeys running around up there, and plenty of opportunity to jump in the lake and go swimming from Tubbs Hill. So that's one of the best features in Coeur d'Alene, I think. And then once you pop into the outlying areas, we've got tons of national forest. Idaho is 60% public land, and it's very easy to get to public land in 10, 15 minutes of driving time from downtown Coeur d'Alene. So having access to that, I think, is a huge benefit to the community, and it just shows that, if you move to Coeur d'Alene and you're ever bored, that's a you problem, not a city problem. All right, next up, this is one of the biggest pros, I think, out there when we're talking about Coeur d'Alene. This is one of the things that got me to move here. Is that the downtown, it's charming, it's cute. I don't know what you call it, whatever word you like to use for that, but it is all of those things. They do a killer job of keeping it clean, making it beautiful every time, every season of the year. So it's summertime right now, and as we drive down Sherman Avenue here, you'll see hanging flower baskets They're kind of iconic. All through the summer, you'll have the hanging flower baskets. They're beautiful. And then in the fall and winter, they'll switch it over to Christmas lights on all of the trees down here. So whatever season you visit here it's super pretty. The streets are clean. They power wash things. There's no homeless people down here. It's just like a clean, safe city that you can walk around in and enjoy with your families. And, as I'm driving along here, there's American flags everywhere, lots of people out enjoying the shops and the restaurants downtown. There's some great places to eat. Our office is downtown right off of Sherman here. So if you're ever in the area and you want to pop in and say hi, pop on up and come see us. But I think you have to highlight that there's a lot of historic buildings. There's a lot of new buildings going in, which some people like and don't like. But you definitely have to admit that this downtown here is something really special. All right, we have relocated to right off Coeur d'Alene Lake Drive, which is absolutely a must-do if you're coming here to visit, is to take that drive all the way down to Higgins Point. Higgins Point is where people commonly go to watch the eagles when it's spawning season and they're going after the kokanee salmon. So really cool drive, and all along it is this bike trail, which is the I'm blanking on it. So, Centennial Trail. Thank you, Austin. So that Centennial Trail runs from Higgins Point all the way past Spokane. It's like 70 miles long, and it goes into Washington. So pretty cool, and it's mostly off the road, so you can ride your bike, rollerblade. I don't know, whatever the kids do these days. That's Silver Beach behind me, Silver Beach Marina behind me, right off of Coeur d'Alene Lake Drive. That is a spot where you could potentially get a boat slip. There's a long wait list, but it's possible. And obviously, we're still here on Coeur d'Alene Lake. Another pro of Coeur d'Alene that I should mention is the distinct four seasons. I think if you're coming from a place that has two seasons, like hot and rainy, then I think you'll really appreciate it. I grew up in the Northeast, so for me, it feels very like home because you have, fall, beautiful colors are changing on the leaves starting to fall down. You can smell that crisp air, and then it pops into wintertime. You get the first snow, and it's freaking awesome. And enjoying that, and then springtime comes, and you get the flowers popping up everywhere. It's just beautiful. And then you hit summertime, and summer here is glorious. Pro tip, if you live here, don't go on vacation in the summertime. That's dumb because you live in the best place on earth, so you don't want to go on vacation in the summer. You go in the middle of wintertime. But I think that's a huge pro for this place. Some may disagree, but for me, I love having four distinct seasons. By the time you get sick of one, the next one's already rolling around, and then you're exploring and experiencing all the new things that come with that season. Okay, here's another positive for you, another pro. Access to Spokane and all of the regional amenities that we have around here. I know Spokane can be a dirty word in some people's vocabulary. I get that. But there are some positives. Number one being the Spokane International Airport. It is about 45 minutes from Coeur d'Alene to get to the airport. Super easy to access that airport. Pretty much get you anywhere you need to go. You might need to do a couple of hops, like maybe over to Seattle and from there, but tons of direct flights to places on the West Coast. So I think that's a huge benefit. Spokane itself, there are actually some pretty nice parts of Spokane. It's got really cool architecture. Riverfront Park is beautiful. You can get concerts over there. So it's not all bad. I know I talk a lot of smack about Spokane, but it's a cool city with a lot of great history. Hopefully they get it turned around at some point and clean it up. And then I think a lot more people will go there to visit. But they also have some more high-end restaurants, comedy clubs, things like that you may not find over here in North Idaho. Then you've got Spokane Valley. And Spokane Valley has, the mall for the teenagers, other stores that you might frequent, like Duluth Trading Company, that's over there. And then still on the Washington side, you've got Liberty Lake. Liberty Lake's really cool. There's quite a few golf courses over there. There is a Top Golf, I've heard, being put into Liberty Lake. So even though it's in Washington, it's still a place you might want to check out. And then Green Bluff, which is north of there, still in Washington, is like fall central for pumpkin patches and things like that. And then in the general vicinity of Coeur d'Alene, you've got, Post Falls, Rathdrum, Hayden, all basically bordering Coeur d'Alene. So you've got access to, everything they offer as well. So I think the central location of Coeur d'Alene is a huge asset. I need to mention Kootenai Health too. We've got a great hospital here, but if you need more specialized care, that's another benefit where jumping over to Spokane or Spokane Valley can be beneficial to you because they've got some really high-end specialty care stuff over there. So overall, I think geographically, we're at a great spot here in Coeur d'Alene, but then we've got all this great access to other things too that can improve quality of life. All right, here is a huge con for a lot of people. That is expensive housing. It's no secret. If you've been looking at real estate in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, or North Idaho in general, you'll know that it is very expensive here. You just can't get around it. The median home price right now in Coeur d'Alene is $637,000. That is a shocking amount of money. Can you find homes cheaper than that? Yes. Can you live outside of Coeur d'Alene for a little bit cheaper? Yes. But that's just the reality of it. So just know that home prices are very expensive. Cost of living is probably cheaper than some places you're coming from, so that might help. But if you're moving here from a place where home prices are really high and you're selling, you have $1.5 million, you're going to be just fine. So don't worry about that. But that's a downside, and particularly because wages here are not up to par with the median home prices. So if you're relying on a job in North Idaho, it might not keep up and get you on par to be able to buy a home here. That is a sad and a very unfortunate reality of it. A lot of remote workers are making it work here because they're getting paid, from another state. But I'd say that's probably one of the bigger cons to this area. All right, here's a big con for you is summertime tourism, and it gets really crowded in downtown Coeur d'Alene. You come here to visit, you can't get a reservation at a restaurant. It's a super big bummer. So know that coming here in the summertime, it's going to be super, super busy with people. Usually everybody's having a good time and it's a cool crowd, so that's okay. And remember, they are really, really supporting the local small businesses that we have here downtown, and that is very important to us. But just know if you're here on a Friday night in the summertime and you don't have a reservation to get dinner, you're going to have a really hard time finding somewhere to eat. All right, thank you guys for joining us on this video of pros and cons of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I hope it was informative. I hope you got to see some of the sites. Now it's summer 2026. Obviously, things change with the season, so we refresh the video so you guys can see what it's like here in Coeur d'Alene. If you have questions, if you want to have a conversation with me or one of our agents, shoot us a call, text, or email. It doesn't matter if it's right now or 12 months down the road. Let's have that conversation right now. And if you're in downtown Coeur d'Alene, we are right here on 4th Street next to Crown and Thistle. That's our door. Pop in and say hi. We're upstairs. All right, catch you on the next video.